but you can kind of tell.
Jesus.
Nice. That's a big bag of peanuts.
I just have one ball here.
You got a huge sack, John.
Well, it's to hold all those nuts.
Yeah.
Imagine we're alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Are we?
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just gotta refresh.
Get the chat up.
Joe
Even though I'm
doesn't
not
look
gonna
at the
look at it.
chat. Yeah.
But I like to have it up.
No, that's fair.
I always have
Just to
stream
I felt
playing
Pretend that I will
chat
look
up.
at it.
I felt so bad last week because I did go back and watch the Twitch VOD so I could see the
Mhm.
chat because I really could not pay attention to it while running last time.
I mean, that would
Yeah,
be hard.
I can't multitask that well.
Normally
why
it's not
I
like
always-
that, but
I
it was a
always
little
say it's
chaotic
legit.
last week.
Like it's my job,
Yeah,
but it's not.
just a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little.
But it's Friday. That means that we're playing Anvea here on Defenders of Kobold, the game that I am making and dragging all of these fine people through as playtesters. Last time was a while ago, but we're getting back to it. You guys did some stuff. So you finished up at that blighted village. Finished off the rest of the Eastlock gang members, killed all of them. Percy got lost and left his cave and got impatient and started disassembling people in ways that they shouldn't have been. You guys then
I mean, that's anyway,
killed
I
Percy.
think.
But not before you asked Percy why he was doing it. And he said something about he was asked to find a solution for the villagers, which Percy seemed to have interpreted as kill all of them. And that is
That's
also
one way to
how
fix them.
you guys interpreted what he was asked to do.
Mhm.
And as such, you responded by launching a cart full of TNT into the heart of the Leshy population, nuking them from pretty far away.
We make good
Uh,
choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't we slingshot it?
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we did.
Yeah.
Using one of my spells.
Yep. It was
So
like
you fixed two
Spider-Man
problems?
2, but it kind of in
Yeah.
reverse. Rather than using all those webs to like stop a cart and save
Mhm.
people, it was to catapult it and murder a bunch of people. But yeah, all the Leshy died, got exploded. But the village was saved, killed all the Eastlock people. After that, you guys traveled for a while, went through the desert a little bit, and you made it to the Eastlock headquarters, where you're hoping to find Quinlan and some more information on what she's up to, and still kind of decide if you're going to work with her to do stuff about the giant obelisk of the Zoe out in Deep Basin, or see what Jasper wants to do about that. And then one other thing too, along the way, you guys ran into a guy who was being dragged by his horse, who was unconscious. You kind of helped him out a little bit. He gave you a weird coin that you can ask a yes or no question to. And then he told you about the survey team that Eastlock hires survey people to go out and do various jobs. And he was one of them, but his contract got revoked and they didn't want to renew it for him.
Yeah.
And that's where we left off, is you guys right outside, not like quite right at the gates, but like you can just see this little town they have set up. It's kind of like an outpost. It's walled off. The wall looks pretty new compared to a lot of the other buildings in town. You can kind of see like what parts were old and what are new, just by looking from it. And there appears to be a pretty like big checkpoint sort of thing to get into the wall. You guys can see here. You're all probably a little bit off screen.
So since several of us are casters, we should really be careful with that in town. I should probably find some way of hiding my tattoos at least a bit.
They don't like magic here.
This is
Remember
the
that
people with the.
I wasn't here last session.
Well, this just in general, the people with the shackles, the people who put shackles on magic users.
That's right.
Yep. You learned too from that guy that they refer to the people that go out and collect people as recruiters.
Yeah.
Do their aggressive recruiting of magic
Yeah.
users to throw in the trenches.
Oh, and just so Dan's aware, we have a magic coin, like Joe said. You flip it in the air, you ask it a question, and you got to get your question out. It's got to be yes or no, and you got to catch it before or
Yeah.
after you finish your question. So you got to ask your question while it's in the air. The important thing to know is it's not like omniscient, can't read the future. It just knows like common sense things.
So if we ask it, are we the bad guys, and we flip the coin, will it tell us yes or no?
I grabbed
Sometimes it doesn't have a face too.
Yeah, I
Sometimes it
grab
doesn't
the
respond.
coin from John. I flip it in the air, and while it's in the air, I ask, "Are we the bad guys?"
It would not respond.
Okay.
It
See,
lands on an edge.
Figure it's
Yeah,
worth
it
trying.
just it's like the coin has no. It's just smooth on both sides, and if you ask it a question that it doesn't know the answer to yet, then it'll just remain with both sides smoothed. But in the air, like as you're catching it, it'll materialize whatever. It's like a thumbs up if it's a yes, and then it's this like person that looks like they're melting into gold if it's a no.
yeah,
Definitely good vibes from that coin.
Mm-hmm.
good vibes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, you guys are outside. You're kind of basically just coming up over this ridge here, and you're looking down. You see this town. You have your retrofitted prison cart that you had stolen from the East Lock a long time ago, and to most, it just looks like a petting zoo. But maybe they'll recognize it as it's kind of one of their carts. And you've learned since then too that they've have several of these carts because you saw one also that looked identical to how this cart looked in the other village.
So, how's Minton doing?
Minton at this point, after all the traveling, has woken up and he's just sleeping. He
Fair.
seems very grumpy, and every so often, if you try to talk to him, he just kind of growls and glances at you guys. And
Listen,
He's in one piece.
he's in one piece. Yeah, he's been spending most of his time either sleeping or like trying to clean all just the little bits of fuzz and stuff that haven't really regrown correctly since he was exploded.
Suppose one of these days we should ask him if he wants to like keep being immortal or if he'd like to just move on.
He seems to maybe not enjoy it, but prefer
Yeah, fair.
so far. Yeah. I don't remember if you guys decided kind of what your approach was going to be coming up to this gate. But when you were talking to the guy who was being dragged by his horse, he kind of said that you could either approach it as just random people, or if you were pretending to be Eastlock people, you could say you're with the survey team or you're recruiters.
And we do have Eastlock
Up to you.
disguises.
We do.
You do have disguises.
I wish we had, like fake shackles.
Could you
That'd
make
help.
some?
Could
With your-
I? No.
I mean, with your spider. What?
I don't think I can make those with spider magic.
I'd let you try, but you'd have to roll pretty high.
Yeah.
I would say we could steal some, but we still don't know how to take them off people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I don't want to try and find out.
No. Mm-mm. All right. I think the best opening move will be to see if we can sneak up to the gates, maybe get an idea of what their, the security checkpoint entails, and then we can formulate a plan based off of that.
Okay. Yeah, and you see every so often there's other people that are approaching. There's like a few roads that kind of converge. You guys had been kind of off of the road for a while.
Yeah.
So there's occasionally a person leaving town and then coming in on this path. Sometimes it's just people walking on foot. Sometimes there's carts. So it's definitely wouldn't be like super unusual to see people approach or whatever. You'd be able to sneak over.
What I'm thinking, and guys, opinions welcome here, is to try and approach the gate undetected. Like, don't try and blend in with the crowd. Try to be unseen by everyone. And then just watch for a few minutes. Like, maybe if we cut over to the east a little bit and hug close to the base of the wall and get kind of right up around that gate.
Just hang out for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you just want to go do that recon yourself because you're probably the sneakiest one here.
Okay. I mean, if someone thinks they can come along and want to, that's fine. But if not, I can make it on my own.
I've got a decent conceal, so I might go with you.
Why don't the two of us go? We've got our outfits on, so if they say anything, we can just tell them we're doing perimeter wall inspections for the engineering team.
Yep.
Okay.
You see that hole in the wall there? Gonna fix it.
Yeah. All right.
I punch one into the wall specifically.
All right.
Carry a tub of
So you're
spackle.
saying you're going kind of like out to the east side of the wall, or east side,
So-
like relative.
And this up here's the main door or main entrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
And you guys are pretty much north of the city here.
Yeah, maybe cut down like over here around those
Okay.
like tents and stuff and just hug real close to the wall to get as close as we can to this entry fortification.
All right. So you start sneaking over. Give me a conceal test, whoever is going along doing this.
Yeah.
I have no sneak.
Urban or common?
This would be desolate.
Joe, knock it off.
Oh, I do have that. Uh-huh.
All right.
Oop.
I'm gonna push that.
Ow.
I shouldn't have.
No.
I am not
Well.
doing any better. It's too early
Wow.
to do a push, so
Agreed. Wow.
we do a bad job
I
of
already
sneaking.
made a mistake.
You took 3
Okay.
damage from that.
Yep.
That's
You did
rough.
3 physical damage.
Ouch.
All right. So you guys kind of clamber over. And you guys are, because you're going pretty far away from the wall, it's not really the guards that notice you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, April, probably where you take this damage from, is there's like a scorpion or something that just kind of jumps out of the sand and gives you a good nibble on your foot.
Thanks, I hate it.
Nice sting.
They're like spiders
Then-
with long pointy butts.
They are.
Mhm.
They're related.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys make it over here, and you're just kind of comically trying to look stealthy. And you see a bunch of very confused and unenthused. They're not wearing uniforms of Eastlock people. But you see every so often they have like a weird pin or something here that seems to be an identifying marker. And there's all these little kind of camping tents that are set up. Some are empty, some have just like one or two people in them. There's occasional like fire in the middle. And one of them, there's a large guy. He's kind of got this like pelt on his back. You see, there's like an axe resting on the wall behind him. He goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Wall inspection. We're with the engineering team.
Wall inspection.
Yeah, checking the wall, make sure everything's still good, see if it needs any new mortar, spackle, holes filled. Gotta
Okay.
keep the desert rats out.
I run up and I
Looks-
point to a tiny chip in the wall. See, this is unacceptable.
Looks at it, like, I guess. Why'd you come from over there?
We gotta catch the damaged parts of the wall by surprise.
All right. He just kind of looks over at the other guy that's sitting there and he just shrugs. Like, well, I'd say don't move this way too much more. And he kind of points down here. Like, even on the other side of the wall, it's not good to be over there.
Oh,
But
I dig.
good
Yep.
luck, I suppose.
Thanks.
We're gonna need it.
And he goes back to stirring a pot that's on the fire.
He seemed nice.
Yeah, they were polite.
Let's keep moving up to the gate. We did a good job.
Did a great job. So you move over to the gate. I'll say you're with how bad your stealth was, you're not able to get super close. Like you and having this interaction with these people, like it's very obvious that everyone sees you over here. So you feel like probably to right here would be about as close as you could get without people at the gate saying anything to you. And you can kind of see what they're doing. You see that there looks like there's two guards that are by the gate. There's one up on the wall above that every so often looks down at what they're doing. And one of the two that's at the gate walks up and seems to talk to whoever approaches. And then sometimes they'll hold out their hand, get some papers, review them, and then wave them in. But not everyone seems to have papers, and they get waved in too.
Is there anyone we see that gets turned away?
Out of you're stand and you watch for probably 3 groups to go through, and none of them are turned away. One of the groups that doesn't have papers seems to take the longest to get through, and you're far enough away that you don't really hear what he's saying, but you see him kind of miming what looks like instructions on. He's like directing them, but they still go through.
All right.
All right.
Suppose do we want to just regroup then?
Yeah, let's group up. At this point, it may be easier to go through not in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll regroup.
Probably raise more questions than not.
All right. You guys make it back to your crew. You get out of your uniforms. And are you bringing the cart with you with petting zoo and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's our identity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're petting zoo / sideshow thing.
Do we have, or can I say we have, like tarps and stuff?
Yeah, probably.
Like we'll just kind of like
Totally reasonable.
cover up the cart more, like try and disguise its shape a little bit, say, oh, it's protection from the sun for some of the animals and shit. Trying to disguise that it's obviously one of theirs.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say that's not that hard to do. Roll like a craft test for that. Just to see how well. Hey, one success.
I got a success.
Nice. Yeah. With that though, you know,
We should
what were
hide
we
the
gonna say?
guns.
Probably a good idea.
Well, didn't
Yeah.
Are we
someone
smuggling
build?
weapons into a city again?
I'm carrying one of the Eastlock rifles from our first encounter with them, as well as a gas mask.
Well, didn't we get secret paneling in the floor installed?
That's right, we
Oh,
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
there is
Yeah.
paneling in underneath.
Yeah, well,
I
stuff
was just gonna recommend hiding it under the hordes of bunnies.
that's
So many
acceptable.
bunnies.
We'll keep the guns with the dynamite.
Well, I
If
put our
anybody
and the
asks,
bunnies.
my tattoos are a result of I was captured by cultists and they tortured me by tattooing me against my will.
That a terrible
always
thing
works.
to do.
Can you turn
That
into
always
a tiny
works.
spider?
I could be a tiny spider, actually.
Why don't we just do that?
That would work.
That way, if anybody asks where you came from, you can say you were let in through the front gate, and so you would not be lying.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll shapeshift into a spider.
Okay. You shrink down to, and you just have the first rank in your
Yeah.
shapeshifting, right?
Yep.
So it's a little bit uncanny of a spider, but a spider is so small that,
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty hard.
spiders are gross anyway.
Well, I mean, we could certainly
Yeah.
put you in the hidden compartments as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's
They
No
come in here,
problem.
I bite them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite the dynamite.
yeah, you're pretty confident, Chuck, with the tarps and stuff too that you've placed around. It does look disguised enough, and then it also looks like it's placed kind of naturally to serve its purpose of covering the bars and things for the animals. Feel confident
cool.
with that. You guys approach the gate.
Yeah.
Similar thing as what you saw, where guards put up their hands to stop you, and one of them walks forward. He kind of holds out his hands like, "You guys have papers?"
Sorry, no papers.
What are you here for?
We're
Petting zoo.
traveling petting zoo, and we've just been out wandering aimlessly. Got kind of lost. Heard there was a settlement here. So here we are.
Traveling petting zoo?
Yeah. I'll show him
Is that
some of the smaller, easier to handle animals.
he kind of peeks in. He looks back at the other guard. He kind of shrugs. He walks over to him. "Oh, 1 second." And you see the two guards kind of talking, and the one that stayed back kind of peeks over him and looks at him. You see them both kind of shrug. He comes back over, and they're like, "Who is it? You were wandering? Did anyone tell you to come here?"
No. Oh, well, we met. We heard about this place on the road. There was some guy who said he did some kind of work over here, but he had lost his job. And he said,
Survey guy?
yeah, I think he said he was doing survey work.
I don't really know what use we have for a petting zoo here.
You don't like to pet animals?
Well, I mean, really, maybe you have use, you don't. I mean, people always enjoy a little pick me up, but I mean, more so our reasoning for coming here is the fact that we're kind of got turned around in the middle of nowhere and are hoping to maybe purchase some supplies, water for the animals, and get our bearings before we head on to the next place that, we can make some coin off of.
That actually
He
wants to
kind
pet
of
animals.
mulls it over for a little bit. Says, all right. Well, seeing as I don't see a whole lot of supplies on you guys, suppose we could let you stay out the night, but and there's not much use of a petting zoo here, so we'll have to send you on your way next day. You're out of here by tomorrow. That should be fine. And he's kind of stands to the side and points in through the gate. It's like, head down the main road, turn left. There's kind of a few other carts and things parked over there. Stay in that area. That's where our stables are. You should be able to get some feed and some water.
Okay.
Uh,
While we're here in your little town, is there things we should watch out for? Things that are allowed, not allowed, that we may not know as visitors?
don't stray too far from the stables, and definitely don't go past any of the barriers or things that are set up on the southeast part of town or southwest part of town.
Okay. Shouldn't be a problem.
Don't ask too many questions. Don't linger.
Okay.
The more you keep your heads down, the more you'll find people will not trouble you.
That is.
So don't bother anybody and don't get bothered.
Exactly.
Sounds reasonable.
And stands to the side. He kind of points you in. He's like, remember, straight left, hit the stables. Day of the night.
Sounds good.
Thank you very kindly.
Seems easy.
And they walk over, and as you guys are passing by, guard goes back over, and they're still kind of like. One guard seems kind of confused why he let him through, and he's like, it's just one night.
They're going to regret that one night.
That's
So
what
with
they
that,
thought. It was just one
Right.
night.
Yes. With that, you're inside. You see the roads are kind of cobbled together. Some parts are in pretty good shape here and there. A little bit of disarray. You can tell that there's like a few places that are more frequently traveled that are better kept up. But every so often, there's just like an odd building here or there that's just not been maintained at all. You see some people in company uniforms walking around. You see some people carrying supplies and things that look a little bit disheveled. Every so often, you see people in those like magical shackles getting kind of ordered around and go to different places. And then you see most people seem to be moving past you and going kind of towards this larger building here in the center that seems to be like the most traveled part of the path. And you were told the stables things are over here. Pretty much right
Yeah.
there.
Okay. I'm here's what I say. What do y'all think? We go to the stables, maybe get our bearings a little bit, ask a few innocent yet probing questions, and then figure out what our goal is here.
Well,
Yeah, we'll at least make sure the animals are taken care of, and then we'll
Yep.
get to work.
I'm still Spider, so
Mm-hmm.
I was going to remind us what our goal was.
I don't know what our goal is, so
You gotta do it like Charlotte's Web.
Are you gonna draw it in the?
Yeah, I draw a lovely spiderweb drawing of Quinlan.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right. We're here to find out where she's at
Yeah.
and rescue her.
Yeah.
Yep, you were asked by the villagers to figure out why Quinlan went here without a fight. Like the last group of these like people that went through just kind of grabbed her and she didn't put up a fight. They were very confused about that. And they asked for you to see why that was and what she's doing and have her come back.
Yeah, so when we hit the stables and meander around the visitors area, perhaps we can talk about find ways to bring up the people with all the shackles, say if they're prisoners, and maybe kind of try to tease out of them where these new prisoners are taken.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys bring your cart over, you park it. There's some hay out that your ox goes over to. I think ox eat hay, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they eat what cows eat.
Yeah.
Plus turtles.
A delicacy.
They like the crunch.
Yeah. It's like a gusher.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Just like a gusher.
If your gushers are crunchy, you might want to talk to someone about that.
They've just been in the packaging too long.
Yeah.
More like a Tootsie Roll Pop.
There you go. I was thinking like a jelly filled taquito.
Yeah. Or if you bite a pen
Takis,
too hard.
That's it. The jelly filled taki.
Keto is the most. Just picturing like one of those tortilla things that's like a tube of jelly in it for some reason.
Isn't that just a cannoli?
Yeah.
I think different kind of pastry.
Most things are a cannoli.
Yeah.
It's like a biscotti almost.
Mm-hmm. The question
Even
is,
hot
It would be
dogs.
seasoned differently.
fuck you, Dan.
You just sit down with a
I
nice
was
cup of
about
tea
to
and some
ask the question.
crunchy
what
turtle.
is a hot dog a cannoli? And you fucking beat me to it.
I don't know what
Sorry.
the definition of a cannoli is.
I think you'd probably have to puree the hot dog because a cannoli is typically like a cream filling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just undercook your hot dogs and they're a little creamy in texture.
I
You can
mean,
do one of those,
isn't a
like,
hot dog
cheese hot
already
dogs.
pureed? It's just in a casing.
Yeah.
Some of those hot dogs have like the cheese filling in them.
Oh, there you go.
Decase
That,
your
in
hot
fact,
dog.
is
Decase your hot dog, and then it's a
meat
cannoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave it
Yeah.
out in the sun for a few days. You
I
know?
Yeah.
hate this conversation.
I spin a web that indicates like I'm trying to communicate that asking if you want me to go check out to the southwest, the place that everyone says don't go there. Because I'm a spider, I could probably get in there.
Oh,
Take a
you
peeky.
probably can, because I mean,
how long can you spider?
Indefinitely.
yeah.
It's more based off of how much damage you take.
It's convenient.
I mean, sure. Don't get squished
Yeah.
or eaten.
Yep, fair.
Yeah, whatever they got going on over there, that could be a nice distraction and or escape plan and or event of mass destruction.
We have dynamite.
I think
Again.
you have like 2 or 3 sticks left
Yeah,
of dynamite.
it's not a
or
whole
something
lot.
Like that.
But, if this stuff is volatile or unstable, hopefully those 2 or 3 sticks could start a
Well.
chain reaction.
I'm not a person, I can't say.
I mean, like, I watched Oppenheimer. We just need to get some of their stones and wrap some dynamite around it with some tape. And, like, we can take out this entire town.
I think that's how the movie went.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it went.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Florence Pugh
Took some
was
yellow
just
cake
like,
and duct taped
why
it
don't
to
you
a
just
rocket, and
duct
there you
tape
go.
some dynamite to that thing.
All right. John, we'll say
Yeah.
you start moseying your way over to the blacked out part of the map.
Forbidden zone.
And then the rest of you said you were trying to talk to someone. There are a like as you're at the stable, you see there is one person that's kind of shoveling out some hay with a pitchfork, replacing some of the water in the trough. They're just coming back over with like a fresh water bucket. You do see that they have like those magic shackles on.
That
Um,
was
They've got some interesting like scarring going on.
knowing, of course, Lonan. Does it look like someone carved off some designs?
When I say that, there's a
Okay.
lot of patterned and
Yeah.
somewhat symmetrical scarring.
Okay. That had to hurt. All right.
You see them, they're kind of just tending to it. They see you, but they seem to be like avoiding eye contact on purpose and just trying to like stick to refilling the water.
Who wants to go talk to that person?
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
This will go poorly. Say there, stable hand. I don't know how to broach the subject exactly in a delicate sort of way, so what all do you people do here?
I'm too injured to work in the trench or in the mines or on the survey, so I just kind of tend to the animals.
Oh, so they've got like a place where like the injured people go and the healthy people go to work. Like like where do you get those shackles? Where do they decide where you go?
I got these put on after I was injured in the trench, and they did that at holding. And he looked kind of confused, like, "Are you not a part of survey? You should know."
Oh no, I'm just traveling petting zoo man, and it's not every day I run into somebody with magic iron bands across their wrists.
He kind of looks at them very sadly. It's like, well, it's better than being executed. So I took this, but it's very, I do miss being able to use my powers and things as I could before. But, even if I have to replace the water and shovel some hay, and it's better than being dead.
That's the spirit. Well, sorry for depressing you. I was just curious, is all. Please carry on.
And then, so when he said holding, he pointed, and kind of where he gestured was over to this area.
Probably an area that looks like a place where some holding of people would be going on. So yeah, I'll sort of point out the general vicinity of that area to everybody else and say, okay, it seems there's a holding area over there where people are shuffled into groups for their work. I imagine Quinlan probably passed through there.
Okay. So over there, possible Quinlan.
Mm-hmm. So wait until nightfall, sneaky sneak. See if we can find out where Quinlan went. If she's still in holding, all the better. Because then we can just, take her back to the cart, then dynamite the wall and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
How long ago did she go with them?
Oh, that's quite a while ago, I would imagine.
At least a week or two, maybe more.
I think it was like a week, I think I said
Yeah.
last time. About a week. You're not exactly sure like how direct they got here. But the last time that they saw her in the town was a week ago. And then
That's
it's been
a ways ago.
a few days since you left.
right.
Well, even if she isn't there, they probably keep some sort of record of where
Yeah.
these people go because, they're wearing expensive equipment and you got to keep track of that stuff.
Mhm.
You should go ask real quick. Where at in this area do they put those shackles on people?
All right. Stable hand.
Yeah, he kind of
Those
gets startled and looks back at you.
those shackles. Suppose.
Shit.
Suppose we come upon a bastard in our travels and we need some shackles to restrain them. Where could we get some shackles quite like yours?
Well, they wouldn't hand them out to you. It would be
Phrasing.
one of the guards or something would put it on you if you were deemed to need them.
A bastard, got it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they probably wouldn't just give them out to us unless they were giving them to us permanently. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know of any way to get them without wearing them.
That makes
But-
crazily depressing amount of sense.
They couldn't like deputize us and be like, "Here's your shackles in case you find some weirdos who need them."
I was in the trench. I got injured. I woke up in the holding and they put the shackles on me there. And after waiting there for a few days and convincing them that I wouldn't try to leave, I was allowed to pick up this job.
Griff, thanks for those bits. Have we just got 5 more boosts that we should use
Nice.
liberally?
Thanks, Griff.
I could have done this or gone to survey, but I figured if I went on survey, I would probably die. So it was choice of dying out in the basin or staying here without my powers and just do menial but safe labor. And after seeing what's been in the trenches and the mines, I'm happy just putting water in troughs.
Again, morbid curiosity. My apologies.
Understandable.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
I plan to.
All right.
He goes back to filling the water.
So yeah, it looks like the shackles are in holding too. Okay.
All right. So,
Sounds like our best bet.
Yeah.
sneak in there, find Quinlan.
Do exactly what they told us not to do. Let's go.
Yeah, well, we gotta wait for Lonan
Exactly.
to get back. So we got the night. So let's let Lonan do some scouting, get back, formulate a plan.
Gosh, what's my camera doing?
It's running
Oh,
around.
there it is. They found
It-
me again.
It thought your Starship Enterprise was in the middle of a heated battle.
Oh,
A ghost.
Oh, bye.
ghost.
If we all had cameras like that, then we would have to run like a Star Trek Adventures game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree entirely.
We got to do a little bit of that too.
Oh yeah,
Every now and then we just
All right.
grab our camera and shake it around a bit.
John, we cut back over to you.
yeah.
So while they've been talking to this stable guy, you are maneuvering as a spider through town. How are you doing that, by the way? Are you like just going along the ground?
Along the
how do you
ground,
picture-
up high when I can.
Okay.
Like obviously, like if there's like a broad avenue or something like that, I'm gonna have to scuttle across. But I am trying to, even with that, stay pretty low profile, kind of sneak along, that sort of thing. So
Sure. I'll say, give me a observation test.
you
Or would that be Yeah, observe.
Can I do my cantrip of observe while I'm shapeshifted?
You can.
I can.
Actually, no, you can't do
Okay.
your cantrip while you're shapeshifting.
You don't just
Okay.
got to do some like
With only
spider
the first
jitsu.
tier. The first tier, you can only do like whatever a spider can do as a spider.
Gotcha. That's fine.
Second tier, you can do anything.
Hey
that you
now.
normally do.
He's superhero tier with that because I mean we all know the song Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, and that motherfucker
That-
fights crime.
He does a lot of things, in fact.
Yeah.
What would be the
Picks up
context, Joe? Is it
cars
still
and-
desolate?
This would be desolate or society because you're in town here.
Pretty sure I've got society. I do. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right. That was a good thing to push. So, we're going to say this one, and this is mental stress that you take, with it being wisdom. So, that 1 point of stress is kind of this like fear response that you feel as you're scurrying along as the spider. And you see there's one of the, you see random kind of like East Lock guards here and there. You see people that have these varying different pins and badges that seem to be a part of survey. But one of these guards that are in the East Lock uniform looks like an older man. He's got like this big scar that goes through part of the side of his head, and a lot of his hair is missing there. And it's like combed to make that a very like prominent feature of his face. And he seems to like perk up a little bit as you are going past him. He seems to like almost be sniffing the air.
okay.
And he looks dead at where you were just a moment ago as you're scurrying around the corner.
Okay.
Stares there for a little bit, then continues to move on.
Did I you said he was a East Lock Initiative guy. Did he have any kind of insignia or anything that looked different from the other ones I've seen?
His uniform looked a little bit nicer. And he seemed to have like a medallion thing kind of around his neck. A little bit bigger.
Okay. I'll continue my way to the forbidden area.
Okay. As you do, you get kind of this, being a magic user, you are used to this kind of like aura feeling of magical effects. And as you get pretty close to this wall, you see there's like tarps and things that have been placed up that are just kind of along. And they seem to be more like, they're not super secure barriers that would stop you physically from entering, but they seem to be more like just to mark out where not to pass.
Okay.
And you see that most people too have like a wide berth here. A lot of the buildings that are right up against this barrier are not lived in, abandoned, seem to be in somewhat of disrepair, like all of these buildings here. You just kind of see these lines of like spokes and tarps stretched through them. And every so often, one of those have like a double tarp where it can be parted for people to go inside. But you're getting definitely like this kind of buzzy sense of a magic aura. And the closer you get to it too, you feel as if it would almost be a toxic level of a magic aura if you were to go inside.
Okay.
Mechanically, you would take corruption if you were to enter.
Okay. I'm gonna risk it. I just want to like kind of creep in a little bit under the tent, just so I can, under the canvas, the tarp, whatever, just so I can get an eye on what is behind there.
Okay. Take 1 point of corruption.
Yeah.
And then as you do, hit your little corruption roll there. None. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. You peek your head under. It's again this very quick like feeling that washes over you, this very like pungent magical aura. You look past this tarp. Inside, you hear grinding, breaking. It's kind of like the sound of like lots of mortar, pestle, like that kind of thing, grinding of small particles and things. As you see, there are several tents set up and several piles of this weird looking kind of like white-ish rock. And you see every so often a new like wheelbarrow is dumped of this rock, and the barrel is like closed in. It's got this, the whole like wheelbarrow is like a giant kind of almost a cube that is sealed on all sides. And they go over to these piles, they open it up, dump part of it, and go back off. Then you see some people come up to this pile. They have these giant gloves on, pick up some of the rock, and they place it. And you just see all these little stations of people that are kind of huddled over and chipping away at these rocks and grinding them down into fine powders. Almost every person in here looks very sickly, either scarred, and you see lots of like corruption sort of effects. Like people have weird off-colored skin tones and things, like some are bright orange. Some people have like weird animal, like different parts growing. Like one guy has a arm that kind of looks like it's part of a cat. Another guy has like scales, like an alligator, just like on his side. Just you see all sorts of weird things like that. Some people have translucent skin. You can just see their bone structure and stuff underneath it. Just a lot of people that look like they are being exposed to way too much of just raw magic.
Okay.
And you see them all kind of just toiling away.
Does it seem like this material is being brought in from elsewhere, or does it seem like it's coming up like there's, maybe I can't see it, but maybe there's like a mine pit or something that this is being brought from?
You get the sense it's coming from elsewhere. Like
Okay.
this is just where they're processing it.
Okay. And does it look at all similar to the stones they were using in the portal construction?
Give me a lore test.
Okay.
Or a discern. I'd say either.
Let's see. Yeah, they're the same either way. Context?
This would be arcane or technology.
Okay, I just have a cult, so I'll push it. Not that it did any good. No
Okay.
idea.
So I'm going to say you are pretty confident it is different than the
Okay.
white rocks,
Okay.
but you don't really know what it is.
Okay.
Like it does strike you, but like as you like basically that test, you taking the time to make a test is enough for you to be sure that it's not the rock that
Okay.
you see from the crystal
Okay.
or from the portal.
Okay.
You just don't know what it is. Nothing.
And I'm not.
Mind.
Everyone that I see working, are they shackled? Do they have the shackles, or is it just some of them?
Some of them are shackled.
Okay.
The majority are not shackled.
Okay. All right. Well, after viewing that, I'm going to scuttle back out and
Okay.
try to meet up with the others.
You do so. I will say that you guys reconvene shortly after you guys are done talking to the stable guy. John makes it back.
All right.
You're muted, I
Or
think.
do you leave spider form?
What?
That they're able to see you?
Is there anybody else around?
Just the stable guy, but he seems to be kind of focused on his work.
I will shift around uneasily as a spider. Like maybe I don't want to do this outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can fix up some tarps for you to just be in the bed of the wagon getting something out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. We'll say You climb inside the wagon behind the tarps, turn back into yourself, and let yourself out.
Okay.
Seems like the stable guy wasn't really looking, isn't
Yeah.
that concerned with you guys.
Yeah.
You're kind of tucked back away here. There's a few other carts that are here, but you don't really see people with those carts. Some other horses. You're back
All right.
together.
So I'll go change back into my normal form. Like, so we don't we do want to avoid that southwest area if at all possible.
Okay.
Bad magic over there. A lot of corruption. Folks shackled and unshackled, working there, grinding some sort of like white stone into powder. Not sure exactly for what. I would guess that the white stone is coming from wherever the mine is, which is probably what they're digging out. Maybe, Dead God or whatever it is. Yeah. And anything over there that would blow up. So how did your day blah, blah. How did your day go? Words.
It was fine.
Didn't?
Did you figure out where Quinlan is?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a jail thing over there where Quinlan might be, and that's also where they have like the shackles that they put on people.
Oh, maybe they've got keys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you figure out where the ammo stores are?
No.
Oh, I just figured for, making a dramatic entrance, nothing says drama like explosions in an ammo dump.
I do like that idea.
That does seem logical.
I don't think we thought that far ahead.
Contacts are getting dry.
Figured. All right. Okay. So
Wait till night.
is there like a inn
Yeah.
or anything here that we could stay in, or are we just sleeping in the cart tonight?
They kind of said stay in the stables, so I think it would be that.
All right, fair enough.
course, as
With
soon as
you
night falls, we're
asking
gonna
about there's the stable guy that's kind of still doing his thing over there, and with you asking about an inn, he just kind of calls behind him. He's like, "There's not really an inn here unless you're part of survey, or if you are on
Oh.
salary, but there's not really a general kind of inn."
I'm sorry. What was your name, sir?
Pogo.
Pogo? Okay. Hey, Pogo. I saw a guard in a little bit more elaborate uniform. He had like a kind of odd looking medallion, scar on the side of his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look at him if he looks at you. Just kind of avoid that guy. He's pretty mean.
Who is he? He seemed kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what's his name? A big list. That is Cecil. He's the head of mining. He used to be in the trench, and then he's kind of the reason it's not much of a trench project anymore.
Oh. So you worked in the trench before?
I did a while back. Yeah,
Okay.
I was first recruited to work in the trench.
Okay. What do you mean they don't really do the trench project anymore? Like what happened?
Well, it's a mining operation now. They first meant to make the trench to cut off the basin from the rest of the continent, but ever since they started finding chironite in the trench, it's turned into mining it instead.
Oh, what are the chironite you said? What's it look like?
Like this white rice, kind of like bone, but it's rock.
What do they use it for?
All sorts of stuff. I don't.
You said it's
If I were a
bone,
caster,
but like rock.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be bone of dead gods and things. They say. I don't know why there's so much of it underground. It's pretty rare. Usually, people don't really find it except in very odd places or other planes. But for some reason, there's just a ton of it in the trench that they were finding. They've been mining it really all over the basin. There's a lot of it. And even though it's extremely dangerous and there's a lot of casualties, it's profitable enough that they don't care. But Chironite can be used for all sorts of things. Depends how ethical or not you are too with your casting to find more use out of it. Like those who are unfortunate to have lost a mortal body can use Chironite to sustain themselves. You can use it to empower spells and magics. It works a lot like Marek Silver, but better. But also it's a bit of a gamble too. The longer you're around it, the more of a chance whoever the bones belong to talk to you a little bit too much. That's why I don't mess with it.
That's probably for the better.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the information, Pogo. That's appreciated.
And he nods. It's like I more just want you to stay out of trouble and not get caught here. If you're only able to be here for a day and then be on your way, then I absolutely recommend doing that.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
All right. So, let's run through the plan again. Sneak in there, rescue people, explode the weapon or the ammo cache. Defenderverse, thank you for that raid.
Weapon cache. You don't know of any weapon cache.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know if there's an ammo dump somewhere. There
Oh,
might be
We're just
several of
assuming.
them located all over the place, I would
okay.
guess.
We could explode the wall and then escape through an exploded wall. So
Yeah.
we don't have to pass by the fortified front gate.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea too.
As long as we can get our wagon out.
I also think that we need to probably first kind of try to pinpoint where Quinlan is first before we get too solid on plans, because getting her out is kind of key. If she
Yeah.
even wants to get out. Remember, she did volunteer to come here,
That's
and I
true.
don't think she would have done that without a reason.
All right.
Well, if
That's
she's
solid
still in
reasoning.
holding, then we're good to go. But if she's not in holding, there should be some information about where she went.
All right. Well, let's sneak over into holding.
Yeah. You said you guys were waiting until it kind of gets later in the day.
And I think
nighttime.
it may be a good time to bust our uniforms back out.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You guys put those on. Wearing them too. You get the sense there are quite a few people here in this city, so it's big enough that probably not everybody recognizes everybody, just at a glance. So it's not impossible to sneak around just by wearing the uniform like that. So you guys get in uniform, you're able to leave and walk out, and no one seems to really say anything to you as you're in the streets. Do that. Are you waiting until nighttime before going to holding, or are you just going while it's still kind of late in the day?
I think we should at least wait till dusk. I mean, the darkness will certainly help our disguises hold up. What do you all think?
Agreed. Also, the darkness of the clothing will aid in being unseen in general.
Yeah.
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 Oh shit, lollygaggers!
Hey.
Thanks for that raid. That is fantastic.
Did this outfit come with a hat?
Gas mask.
It did come with they have like little bray kind of hats.
Okay, cool. I will definitely be wearing that to help cover up some of my markings. If they've got gloves, I wear gloves.
Yep. There's not like standard issue gloves, but some of them are wearing gloves. So
Okay.
I'm behind a foot.
you're muted there, Chuck.
Oh, I don't think I'm behind a foot. Did I
You
come
are
through?
behind a foot.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, lean like one direction or the other, and you can
No,
really
I
get your
was.
face right in between
I
them.
did for a little bit. Yeah. It was exciting.
Oh, it's Cat. She's good at getting you. She's
Yeah.
got good aim with them feet.
Yeah.
but all right. Falls pretty late. You see as it's getting like if you guys are kind of staking out holding area or kind of mingling around there. See, as it gets later and starts getting towards dusk and sundown, seems like a shift change happens and a lot of these East Lock guards leave. And some new ones show up, but you see the shift change is lighter, where there are less people in the night shift than there are in the day. It looks like 6 people leave and 2 people go in.
All right. Let's go.
As you approach holding, looks like a really old church, but it's been kind of retrofitted. A lot of the stained glass kind of windows and things have been bashed out and replaced with iron grated bars. It's still got this kind of like almost gothic-y architecture, and it looks even more kind of intense with what they've done to make it into more of a prison. You approach the front doors. You see that there's not really anyone posted on the outside. You just see these big kind of stone steps leading up to a big set of double doors.
Okay, there's nobody outside, but there's got to be somebody inside, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay. Do we just walk in like we own the place and we're good to go, or do we?
That's worked real well most of the time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that's how we
folks,
met Jarrus, actually.
just
So yeah.
real quick, something just popped into my head. Quinlan's been gone, had about a week's head start on us.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So she's probably been here a few days, probably ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It just occurred to me that we might actually just be here looking for information on her because she might already be gone. They might have
Oh, yeah.
already.
That's a
Okay.
possibility.
It just
Yeah.
figured I'd point that out before we started. I don't know, doing that
Killing
thing that
everybody, yeah.
that thing that tends to happen when we go places.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's not our fault.
no.
They get
No,
in the way of
We
us.
keep running into jerks.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Oak, how's it going?
People ask less questions when you act like you're supposed to be there.
That's exactly it.
The only
Mhm.
jerk we haven't killed yet is meant to. Well, wait, no, we killed him.
Or if you act like the cleaning staff, people tend to ignore those.
Yeah. What a
Well,
ladder.
unfortunately, we don't have janitor suits.
Yeah. Hey, let's
But
just
we
go
could have
in.
been put on scrub duty.
See if we can find Quinlan. And if we can't, see if we can find out where Quinlan might have gone. With the secondary of finding information we can about these shackles and maybe a way to remove them.
Yeah, we'll look for keys.
Okay. So you go up the steps. There's these massive double doors, as it used to be a church. You knock, just open. How do you go inside?
I We're going in bold as can be. Well, let's just open the door.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
supposed to be here.
Swing the doors open. You see that a lot of work has been done to the inside. Normally there'd be like a large kind of central chamber here, but you see like lots of like walls have been constructed on the inside. You can see over the top of them a bit, so they don't stretch all the way up to the ceiling because it's pretty high in here. But you do see there's kind of this big wall blocking, and there are two doors that go into where the large chamber would have been. And then you see there is a door off to the right that looks like it leads down underneath the church.
So there been. Yeah, I'm sorry, I zoned out for a minute. Did you say? Did we
fine.
see anybody when we went in?
You don't see anyone immediately here in the front
Okay.
doorway. You just see there's like a wall, but the wall kind of ends. It's almost like big stone cubicles in a way in the big open center where this used to be like the main worship part of the church. There's just like a whole bunch of walls that they put up. You see two doors leading into that part of where the church is, and then there's a door to the right that looks like it leads underneath the church.
I'm guessing down.
Yeah. Usually when people keep important stuff that's sort of stashed away, it's in the basement.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
it's easier to make a larger space dungeon underneath something than above something.
Exactly.
Truly.
A dungeon full of stuff and perhaps people.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So we'll head towards the door that looks like it might descend.
You open the door and you see that there is this kind of tight stone spiraling staircase that goes down pretty steeply. As you make your way down, there's another door at the bottom that is closed, and it gets kind of dark down here. It looks like there's a candle that could be lit that's like a sconce for it on the wall, but it's not lit. But you do see some light coming from like the outline of the door coming from underneath.
Since this could be where the danger happens, Mr. Darkheart, would you like to turn into a spider and perhaps crawl around a bit?
Sure.
Do spider things.
I'll attempt to do spider things.
Okay. Turn back down into a small spider.
Yes.
You're small enough that you could fit underneath the door at this point.
And that's what I will do. Scuttle in.
Yeah. Scuttle down underneath the door. The ground is pretty unpleasant here. There's like moss and some stuff that's growing in between some of the stone here and there. Lots of spilled blood here and there too that's not been cleaned up very good in between the rocks. But as you go underneath the door, you see that it opens up. There's this long corridor. You see several cells that all have big iron bars on them. And there's kind of this front desk with several papers and books on it. You see one of those guards that recently walked in, one of the two that you saw for the night shift come in. He's just kind of standing above it, the side, or his chair off to the side of him. And he seems to be just going over the papers on this desk.
Okay. I take it the cells are past them
Yeah.
or past that card.
Yep. So it's
All right.
kind of like a T where there's like you're coming at the top of the T, and the cells go from there, and he's like right in the intersection. That's
Okay.
where this desk is.
All right. I will return to the group and inform them what I found. So yeah, there's a guy at the desk, one of the guys that we saw coming in, and then there's a bunch of cells. So I didn't take a quick look at the cells just because I didn't want to get spotted in there. But yeah, I don't know where the other guy went.
Now we
Oh, hey, I know.
Oh yeah,
I'll pull out the coin of questioning. And I'll
it's a great
prepare it.
idea.
Yeah.
There's one guard beyond this door that we know of. Kling, should we jump the guard catch?
As you catch it, you see a thumbs up.
All right, we're gonna bust in there and clean this guy's clock. And if he's still alive, we're gonna ask him for some information. And if he's not, we'll look for information.
I think a car, you should lead the way.
Should I?
Yeah. It's up
Oh,
to you
no.
if you want to charge him or just teleport stab, but you know,
I gotta be able to see him to teleport, so
I know. You can kick in the door.
I figured maybe we'll try to be like, act natural to start with,
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
just
and then bonk him.
And then with the stabbing.
When
Gotta
it
get it.
naturally
Yeah.
presents itself in conversation.
yeah. Hey buddy, how you do?
Have you ever been stabbed before?
Did I come back to us threatening someone?
It's
Soon.
about.
Oh,
So we're discussing introducing this
basically-
guard to the wound simulator exercise from Helldivers.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. You made it to the bottom of the stairs underneath the church. There's like a row of cells, and there's a guard on the other side of this door.
And we
That
asked
is,
the coin
just
if we should jump
out of
him, and it
this.
said yeah.
I mean,
What do you say to that other than okay?
I get my bow and arrow out.
Yeah, I was gonna try and like act natural as I walk up to him and then stab him.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Talk
Open the
casual.
door and be like, "Hey, friend, it's time for your daily
You open the
stabbing."
door and say, "Hey, friend,
Yeah,
what are you guys doing?" Like, actually,
I mean, I'm doing that actually. I don't know what
Okay.
anybody else is doing.
If there's
Door
I'll
space,
walk in casually behind him.
if there's space, but by the side of the door, I'm gonna like hang out on the exterior of the room behind the wall for the time being.
I am going to hide behind Sherman. While he walks into the room, I will hide behind him.
so there's not really a corner. This like hallway that twists down.
It just
the
comes right to
stairs.
the door.
Yeah, it goes right to the door.
Okay,
It's not really.
That's fine then.
an
Then
edge
I
there.
will. No, I'll just fall in behind.
Okay. Y'all walk
Jerison and I
in.
can hang out in the back.
Dan opens up with "Hey there!" as he walks through the door. So the guard is startled. He turns and looks at you guys. Kind of reaches for something, but sees that you're all in uniform. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
Health inspection.
Health inspection. Who said you?
Health inspection.
Cecil.
With that, he looks very confused.
Hey, gotta
I
get some
know.
workers
I know.
from somewhere, right?
You see him like continuing to reach something on the desk. He grabs a scroll. Very
Vertigo.
quickly unwraps it.
I shoot him.
All right.
Shoot him right through the
So we
scroll.
can test it. Roll your melee or your range test.
Yeah. Would you say the target is aware or unaware of me?
They are aware of you.
Okay. 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 I'm also going to use an audience boost.
Okay.
Agility range. What's our context?
This would be Society or Warren.
Okay, I've got society.
One success.
I am going to push that.
Okay.
Still just one success. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Shit.
I was gonna
He pushes.
teleport behind him and stab him.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. This was resolving. Chuck was the first one that said something as he's
Yeah,
trying to react to this scroll.
That's my bad.
So with this, Chuck, you fire your arrow, but not before he's able to open the scroll and read out. As he does so, his eyes glow a little bit. The text on the scroll begins to glow. The arrow hits you, but his voice, as he's reading it, seems to echo out, and you hear it like in your heads. And you get the sense that voice like went out pretty far.
Yeah.
Your arrow
Yeah.
sinks into him. Roll for damage on that.
Yeah.
And then Dan, I'll let you go.
Yeah, if it's too late to stop him from reading the scroll, then I won't teleport yet. But I'll still stab him.
Okay.
Uh, 7.
And then with the 3 damage that he took from pushing that is enough to break him. So he's down basically at 1 hit.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't
he
even need to stab him.
crumples over. The scroll kind of burns up from his hands. He falls to the ground. He definitely got whatever words out that he wanted.
Yeah.
Now we
You see
just
that
need to
he-
interrogate him, I guess.
He's just kind of laying on the ground. He goes and reaches inside of his coat and has this small dagger at his side. He's just laying.
I closed the
everyone
door
else do?
behind us.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We should have brought some dynamite with us.
Yeah, we should have.
Oh, yeah, perhaps.
Oh well. I will produce my holy symbol and cast a spell to compel this guy to answer truthfully.
Okay. As you pull out the holy symbol and start casting, he looks very confused. But roll it.
I'll push that.
Nice.
2
2
successes.
successes. Great.
Nice.
That combined with he's pretty injured, he's pretty overwhelmed. Yeah, you feel your spell goes off. He's dulled a bit, feels compelled to communicate openly. So, what do you ask him?
How do we remove the shackles?
He says, depends on how they were put on. If they were put on to stop the blight, they can only be removed with a certain set of keys. If they were not put on to stop the blight, then they could just be removed as any other shackle.
Oh.
What was it those guys said initially way back when we tried to pull the shackles off of them? Like they were worried that their hands would blow up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
do people without blight.
He was told that the first time you learned about these shackles, you were told that everyone that gets the shackles is told that if they remove them, they die.
And if the shackles are stopping
Apparently,
the blight,
that's
not a lie.
Yeah.
He didn't mention the blight. So you would get the sense that the way that he talked about it, he didn't think that he had blight and he didn't know about that mechanic to it.
Okay.
Okay, then. Do you know where Quinlan is?
And he points down the line of cells.
has he got any of those keys?
Second on the left.
Got
Yeah,
any
do you
of
have
those keys?
For the shackles, no. But for the cells, and he reaches up on the table and pulls a key ring off and throws them at you.
Does he know where we could find keys for the shackles?
Yeah, where can we find the keys for the shackles?
You would say mining would have that.
Crap.
Okay. We should probably go get Quinlan and get on out of here if it's not too late already.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The keys to remove those shackles, we don't need them to put them on, just to remove them if you have light. Mining makes that call.
Dang.
All right.
I'm going to get Quinlan.
Yep.
Okay.
Harsh discussion time. Do we just kill this guy because now he's compelled to tell the truth, and he might tell the truth about us to whoever?
How long is he
So
compelled to tell the truth?
I don't know.
No loose ends.
Yep.
You just kill him while he's pretty much not like he's coughing, bleeding out a little bit with this arrow that struck him.
Yep.
Okay. Who finishes him off?
Do you have anything else useful to tell us first before you die? He has
God,
to
that is a
answer us
good
truthfully.
He says, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang it.
That arrow that stuck in him, I'm just going to kick it in further to finish the job. Oh,
Is there a
As you
weapon
do
cache?
that-
Did we ask about that? Hold on.
As the boot is shoving the arrow through. You see him get confused as he dies.
Oh, well.
Yeah, sorry.
There's another guy here. We can ask him.
I like that you didn't ask what he did with the scroll.
No.
No.
I mean, that would make
it's-
sense, but
I
it
just
doesn't
assume
matter.
people are coming.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to know how fucked we are. We know we're fucked.
But yeah, who is it that grabbed the keys and is running to get Quinlan? Did
I
you say
was
your
just
name
kind of,
again?
since we were, still asking questions and we're short on time, I was like, oh, let's just get two things done at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you run down. He said second on the left. You look in. You see there's a cell, and in it, very familiar Quinlan. She's sitting with her legs crossed and her arms crossed. She has her head down. She looks like she's been roughed up a little bit. You see some like bruising on her shoulder and like on the side of her cheek. And she's just kind of looking down and looks up at you.
do you want to
and
stay in this
does a-
JSL or leave?
She does a big sigh. She's like, I was good. Okay. Well, now that you guys are here, that changes things.
I mean, it might not, but you want to go?
Sure. And she looked like she was kind of holding her arm as if she was injured, but then she just kind of drops the act and stands up. And she reaches in the corner. You don't see anything at first. And she pulls her hand back. You still don't see anything. And she
What's
clicks
that
her
invisible?
staff down.
Yeah.
She's like, I was waiting to be interrogated by a particular person, but sounds like that's not going to be happening. So
No.
Oh,
we'll do
like,
whatever you guys were planning on doing.
well, I mean, we could just leave you here if you want still and carry on. No one knows why we're here.
We were gonna make an explosion and then try to escape. Once we found you.
Have you found Herman?
Who's Herman?
Have we? I don't know.
Who's Herman?
You know about
I've-
Herman?
I've missed so much game. I don't know.
This would be new to you guys.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
Who?
he was one of the people taken in the last round. Not the group that took me, but the group before that took me. Someone from our village. I don't know.
No
where
one
he
asked
wound
us to find him, so no, we haven't found him.
But you know what? There's books here at the desk. Maybe that's got some information where he was sent to.
She shrugs at that. Okay.
Really hoping it's not the Southwest.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go look, start rummaging through the books.
As she walks out of her cell, she starts like walking up and down the cell block and checking in each room. She comes back. She's like, I don't see him. She says, he was one of the elders from the village, and I was hoping to promote him to kind of
Oh, I
my
think
role.
maybe they mentioned him going at some point. I vaguely
think-
recall something about that.
I think I did mention something about it, but I think
Yeah.
you guys didn't ask his name or something. So
No,
I'm
why would
almost
we?
positive I didn't give you the name of him.
We
But
we don't care about details in your plot,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that
We're
could be
here for the murder hoboing.
here's something that could be
she's like,
known
yeah,
more
my
about.
plan was to figure out where he wound up and then return him.
I mean, we could
That's
just
why you
bust
went
someone
to-
else out of jail and act like we came here to save them.
What?
I mean,
It'll be really confusing for them if some rando gets busted out of jail.
Well,
Yeah, like a stable hand or something.
Or alternatively, we let everyone out.
that's a good
That's
answer.
Yeah,
what I
it
was
works.
thinking.
I'll grab-
whatever you're doing, we don't have very much time with whatever
All right.
call that guy put out.
Lonan is looking through the
Yeah.
books. A car, why don't you
As
and
you start reading through the book,
Yeah.
Finland immediately is like, we don't have time for you to read this book right now.
Just take the book.
Yeah,
I'll take
just,
the book.
yeah.
It's small enough
Also-
that you could take it with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna toss a desk real quick too, see if there's anything keys. If
Yeah.
this guy has keys, anything like that, definitely taking that.
The only keys that you find were like the key ring that he gave you.
Okay.
There was like the key ring on the desk. He grabbed it and tossed it to you guys during his compel.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna be
shall
letting
we?
people out.
Okay, start running down. You see, people are in various different states. Not every cell has people in it, but there are 8 people total that are down here. Some are like chained to the wall inside of their cells, but most are not. Only 2 of them are chained to the wall. Almost all of them look like they've been roughed up in some way or another. Some are blighted, some are not. But yeah, just various people in different conditions. How long are you spending like looking at them or vetting them? Or I imagine you're just like,
Yeah.
I honestly,
Yep.
honestly, what I would probably be interested in doing, free 1 or 2 healthy enough looking people, or capable looking people, toss them the keys and tell them to free everyone else.
That way, it's not our responsibility.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
a distraction.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, I thought we would actually maybe go out the door first and get
And we
prepped
would be the
for what's
distraction.
coming. Yeah. So
I,
that we
I
can
assume we'll be
cover.
the distraction anyway, so
We could be
be 1 or 2
heroes.
first, then throw them the keys,
For
then
just
let
one
them
day.
let out the rest.
Yeah.
So roll me a D8 check.
Yeah, okay. 2.
Hmm.
Okay.
Did a job.
You let out like the first 2 people, and the one you toss the keys to, he grabs it and you say, go let out the others, and he nods.
Yeah.
And he just stands there with the keys.
Okay.
And then what do you guys do?
We boldly leave them behind with the keys.
They have the keys. We leave.
Flip the
Okay.
desk on the way out.
just for fun.
I mean,
Actually,
Right,
Rudiger,
Zach.
do you want to sneak up those stairs to scout the other room?
better yet, let's pick up this guard and we'll all go up the stairs together and act like we're defending ourselves from attack from behind. That way, if we come across them, jailbreak, they got this dude. He's been.
They already got one. We're getting him out.
Good idea. I'll pick up the guy.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh god.
Pick up the body of this guard.
I have a second idea.
Okay.
we give Quinlan the guard outfit because it's already covered in blood, so we can make it look like she was the one that was hurt. They
That's
may
a
not
quick-
recognize her as not the guard.
All right. If we're doing that, she's got to change quick, and I'll peek out the door and see what's going on.
Okay, you peek up at the top door. You see there's a man running towards the door. He's got a torch in one hand and a sword in the other.
Oh, I'll crack the door open. And I'll just yell up at him like, "Hurry up! They're out!"
He looks confused. He says, "How?" He keeps running towards you.
I have no idea. One of the blighted ones managed to get their shackles off.
All right, and then so you tell Quinlan to change into guard uniforms.
Yeah.
In the background, Lonan will shout, hoping the other guard will over here. Oh God, why has it got a tentacle? Why has it got 8 tentacles? Why?
You guys, as you threw the keys to this one guy, he's still not opened any cages, and he runs past all of them to a door at the very end. It just opens that and then shuts it behind him and locks it.
Shit.
That dick.
Oh God, he's getting away.
And the other one that you opened does not leave his cell.
Hmm.
When
These prisoners are bad at their jobs.
they
Yeah.
are.
I'm now very concerned about where that other door goes.
It was probably an exit.
Nowhere important, I'm sure.
Well, it's locked now, so we got to leave through the front door.
You guys said you didn't look at who the prisoners were. And that's why I made you roll randomly.
Why would we do that, Joe?
We freed Benny the asshole.
As you're confused as him running, something kind of clicks. You're like, kind of looks like he's wearing East Lock clothing.
Hmm.
We let a guard out.
Good job.
Well. This guy who's running down the stairs, I'm gonna hold the door open for him.
Okay.
Is Quinlan changed yet?
She is in the process of it. She's throwing his jacket on.
How much of a head start did this dude have that went out the other way?
Which dude that went up there? The guy that you threw the keys at?
Yeah.
Not that much. Like you'd be able to catch up with him in a turn or two.
Okay. I run towards the other door and like shape change into a spider and like try to get under the door and out. And I'm
Okay.
gonna go try to chase him down.
There's a tighter squeeze.
It's fair.
But you're able to get underneath it. And you don't see an exit in this room. But you do see it as like a kind of like a barracks. There's like armor and weapons and torches,
Ammo?
like just a whole bunch of random supplies and stuff. You see a few barrels that might have ammo. And you see this guy that you threw the keys to. He's like rummaging together things. He has a spear and a sword out to the side. He has a torch lit that's like sitting in one of the sconces, and it looks like he's just trying to put together equipment for himself.
I shape change back to myself. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He spins around. He picks up a spear. And he looks very confused. He looks at his keys. He looks back at you. He looks at the door. It's not open.
Listen, do you want to become a fucking swarm of spiders? Because I'll fucking do it.
What?
Don't test me. Give me those keys. And what are you doing? Were you gonna like come and stab us in the back? Is that what's going on here?
I was gonna barricade myself in here and wait it out and not get in more trouble than I already am.
You're fine. Come with us. We'll get you out of here. How do you feel about animals? And I go grab the keys.
They're all right, I guess.
Great. You can come with us. Do you got a name? Doesn't matter. Your new name is Benny the Asshole, but you're still going to come with us because, well, we're all a bunch of
he's
assholes.
Benny. I'm not even going to look at my random name chart then.
He's just Benny.
He's Benny.
Yeah, in my notebook, I've just written Benny the Asshole.
Yeah. Give me a. It's not going to be much of a test, but I still want to see how well you do on this.
Sure.
Give me a. This would be a compel test, or deceive if you're lying to him, I guess. But
I'm not lying. Context.
And then this is Warren or Society.
Okay.
One success. Okay. You seem very compelling. Him being so startled that you're in the room with him and that you caught up with him so fast seems to be helping out a lot with that role.
Yeah, I'll go unlock the door and I'm like, hey, I think I found. Look who I found. Also, guard uniforms, weapons, and barrels of things.
You say guard uniforms, and the partially bloodied, partially put on uniform that Quinlan's going into, she just drops it and walks into that room.
She's like, fuck
and
that.
starts putting on a fresh uniform.
All right, Benny. Is there another way out?
From holding?
From where we are right now.
And he points to the other side of the T. He's like, that goes down another layer, and then that one has a ladder that goes up to the back behind holding. It's not used very much. I don't like going down there though.
Why?
That's kind of where we put people when we run out of space in holding.
But there's an exit down that way.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Technically, yes, is great.
Technically.
Wait, do you count death as a technical exit?
I mean, that's not the technically I was referring to. It's
okay.
I just don't want to go that way.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, there's only one guy coming. Like, maybe we can just karate chop him when he gets here and leave.
Hostage
There's
situation.
a lot more than one coming if he read that.
Did it
scroll.
notify all the guards in town?
Not all of them in town, but all of the ones on the next shift.
I want to run into that room and look into one of those barrels.
You flip open one of the barrels and you find there's a few different barrels. So if you're just doing the one closest to the door, it seems to be full of water.
Seems to
People
be.
made that, I guess.
I sniff it.
Yeah. It's water, but
okay. Next barrel.
This one has a bunch of bullets.
Next
Getting
barrel.
closer.
Barrel full of bullets.
Rice.
Rice. Okay. Bullets on their own are very hard to explode.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other barrels left?
There's a few other. There's just kind of some random food and supplies barrels, and then 2 barrels of bullets.
All right. I'm going to wheel one of the barrels of bullets towards the direction he says he doesn't want to go. I'm going to get it on the other side of the door. Do I see prisoners or anything on this side?
On the other side of the door?
Yeah.
No. You see another spiral staircase going down.
All right. Come on, everyone. We're going this way.
Are you going to tip over the barrel and leave round bullets for people to slip on? Like marbles?
No, I was going to take
Just like in Home Alone.
I was going to take my flask of oil and pour it in the bullets and then light that on fire.
Oh, it'll pop like popcorn.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Popcorn.
I don't know that.
Are they bullets or are they shot?
Do they have
Uh,
casings with gunpowder in them?
Yeah.
Yes, they're like
Okay.
ready to be loaded into again.
Okay.
Oh yeah, those will pop.
That's fine then. Yep. I wasn't sure if we were dealing with just
Yeah.
all shot with powder
balls.
or
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like cased bullets.
Yeah.
okay. That's fine then.
Don't throw those in
That's a
campfires.
good plan then. Yeah.
All right. We all get in. Barrel of bullets. I close the door with the barrel on our side. I grab my thing of oil. I fill that motherfucker up. Or, just pour the oil all over it. And then just strike a flint to it to light that oil, and we all start running downstairs.
So the ammo
Okay.
will cook off
It's like you're
behind
leaving
us
it
in
behind
theory.
you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we want it so there's the door, a barrel of bullets, and then the spiral stairs going down. That way the
Okay.
bullets will start going behind us, and hopefully they'll think there's a shootout like Willem Dafoe was talking about in that one movie. And
Yep.
then it'll give us more time to escape.
Okay. You do so. Every so often you hear like a bag of popcorn, just bullets going off. You run down. The staircase is a lot longer than the other one. And the guy that is following you now is like dead last.
Yeah.
And as you're being brought down here, and even Quinlan says, she's like, I haven't been down here, but I haven't seen anyone go down here and come back up. And everyone seems pretty uneasy about going this way.
It's too late now.
I guess
Well,
we'll-
whatever's down here, we'll handle it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but someone left a barrel of exploding bullets at the top of the stairs, so we got to go down.
That is true.
I'll tell you who did that. A genius.
Right?
That is an obstacle for sure to get through. You guys continue down the stairs. They widen up. Feels a lot older. There's like almost like this kind of damp mustiness in the air now
Yeah.
as you get down. And at the bottom of the stairs, similar before where there was a door, but this is like a plated metal door. It's closed. It has a keyhole in it this time.
We'll snatch Benny's key. Unlock the door.
Insert it. You unlock it.
We go inside.
Let's head through.
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door. It's pitch black.
Crap.
I have
Hmm.
torches. Just fire up some torches.
Okay. You light up a torch. As you put your torch up to this, very dark in here. You notice it's definitely a different layout because you don't see like hallway continuing. It's just you just see the walls and then it just goes into a void of black and just stone floor. You don't see anything in the room. Just one wall going all the way that way and one going all the way that way.
Is it like rough cut, like it's more of a mine tunnel than something actually worked?
It's not rough cut to the point where it's like a cave or tunnel, but it looks like it's cut out of like stone that was naturally there.
Okay.
The walls, at least, the stone floor looks like it was placed.
Okay.
Direct us to the nearest escape ladder. Benny.
But Betty's like, I think it's to the left some way. Shep, make me an observation.
I will roll an observation test, Joe. You can't stop me.
Or anyone that goes into this room.
I'll go in.
I will roll observe, and I'm also
I'll-
going to use a player boost.
I'm gonna use my observe cantrip.
And urban or common?
This is Warren, or I think it's just Warren here. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Full of success. I will keep it.
Ow!
Oh,
That's some
Oh,
pierce
no.
damage there.
Ow!
Oh my god.
Hey.
I hurt myself
All right.
real bad.
my
So is
brains.
that John got one success,
Mhm.
Jake got one success, and Chuck got one success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone else, I assume, is like still kind of up in the hallway.
mhm.
You notice, those of you that got the success, as you're kind of looking around for anything in here, you're like walking deeper into it. You still haven't seen another wall. And it's almost kind of hard to miss, or it's easy to miss it with your guys' footsteps as you're walking through here and the sound of the torch. You hear like a little bit of chains kind of moving along the stone. And you look out and you see two glinting eyes, maybe. They're about at eye height. You see them glinting in the light of the fire. But they turn and you see it's two eyes on the side of something's head. And as it turns, you see that there's four. It's like two sets that are close to each other. And you hear this deep growling sound and then a tug of chains.
Oh,
Hmm.
a critter.
It's got a lot of eyes. It might be one of your friends.
Yeah, you know what? I will get a little closer to get a better look at it. A
So
car.
You hear the chains get pulled taut, and there's like a snap of that, and you hear this growling on it. It is not in the light of the fire.
I'll hold up my holy symbol and try to
Oh.
compel it to take it easy, boy. Take
Chill
it
the fuck
easy.
out.
Okay.
I was going to ask a car if he wanted to light up his sword,
I might hear. Yeah.
just because it gives us a little extra light too.
I will use a player boost for this one. And I will push it.
Wow.
Ooh.
That
Very
is how many you needed.
All right.
With 3, you cast this compel at the darkness. Like you don't exactly see where it's at, but you can see kind of where to aim. And as you do this, you hear the growling kind of stop. You hear the chains settle as they're not taut anymore. It kind of backs up. You hear them laying against the ground. You hear a thud as if something heavy sits down.
Phew. All right. To the exit, everybody.
Yeah. to the ladder.
Yup.
All right.
I assume that's why people don't come down here.
It would make sense.
I'm guessing
Absolutely part of it.
like a light bear or something.
As you go past this now, Chuck, with your torch,
Yeah.
you get closer, and it starts to get into the edge of the light. You see it's like a large dog that's kind of scaled. It's got all sorts of like scarring and stuff on its arms. There's these like dark black scales in it. You see it's got 2 eyes on both sides of its head. It's large, powerful, jagged jaw with some teeth that kind of overlap the sides of its lips. But it's just sitting there and it's kind of panting very happily. And it's looking at Jake, just very docile.
Go pet it.
Look at your new friend.
Well,
I'll just stay here and be friends with it while everybody gets past me. Then I'll run for it.
I do have a bit of a question, curiosity really. Would it be too big to fit through the door in the staircase? I had to get down
Looks
here
to be
somehow.
that way from just guessing or from looking at it. Doesn't look like it would comfortably fit through that door.
Maybe it
Just curious
grew
how-
while it was down here.
Yeah, I just had wanted to leave.
Something fun behind?
Yeah, I mean, we could still unshackle it. I feel bad that it's just chained up down here. That kind of sucks.
See, I had that thought, but we also don't know how long Sherman's compel lasts.
Well, that's why I figure, he hangs out here until we all get to the ladder and then he runs. But he could maybe, free it before he goes.
I feel safer leaving it shackled.
Yeah.
Same.
And more likely they'll just send prisoners in to kill it anyways.
True.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the dire
it's
circumstances,
freaking
I
out.
would feel the need to slay this creature to boost my rep. But no,
Probably
Yep.
don't have time to do that.
Let's
no,
keep
no,
going.
and enough
As you're
lives.
contemplating this and looking at the dog thing, it kind of crouches down a little bit, and from underneath one of its paws, you see that there's a suspiciously human-looking bone that it pulls out and just kind of starts gnawing on it.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
fine leaving.
Yep. Let's go.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Mhm.
You make it past. You have more time to search now that this thing's docile. You see other sets of chains, little splats of blood here and there. But eventually you find the far wall. You do see this old ladder that's pushed up against it. It's a metal, like iron run ladder. A little bit rusted, but still looks in good enough condition to climb. And as you guys make your way up, there's a big hatch on the top. And who's going first?
I will volunteer to go first.
Okay.
Cat tax.
Cat. Yes.
Tex.
The cat
You
already
push
went to
open
bed.
the lid on this. You immediately hit with like the warmer air from outside. Even though it was pretty dark before, there was still just the tiniest bit of light that was kind of bouncing through the sky of the dusk. So you're immediately able to see a little bit better. And you are behind holding. So you open this hatch and you're kind of back here. What looks like a graveyard that's all around the holding grounds. And that's where we're going to wrap it. You guys
Didn't get to use
popping
either
out.
of my sixes. Dang.
You didn't.
Okay.
And that's because you rolled sixes, Dan.
I didn't roll once tonight.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Except for those two sixes.
Okay.
Two successes.
I was saving them like in case there was some situation like Jake's test there that we needed him, but he got them. So
You did. Could have softened some push damage, I guess.
yeah, it's just every time I do that, then we like have this like dire situation later where it's like, dang it, I wish I had saved those dice.
That is how that works. Yeah. All right. XP questions. Everyone participated in the session. It's 1 point there. Did you fail a roll or take damage from pushing?
Yes.
Yeah.
If so, you get a point there. Did you advance the story? Yes. You guys know about why Quinlan is here. She's looking for a guy named Herman. You learned a little bit about holding and a little bit about this whole area here. Learned about the Chironite refinery and why that's off limits, off to the side. I don't think anyone got or removed any conditions. So
Mm-mm.
that. Then there's special and downtime. You guys didn't do downtime. Special, does anyone feel like they did something particularly extraordinary
Yeah.
toward
I
that?
didn't roll dice tonight.
I'll give it to you for your 2 6s, Dan. That was fun.
Deadly popcorn.
Yeah.
Deadly popcorn was good.
That was nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that did popcorn was good.
Say that was fun, Chuck. You can take a
All right.
thing for that.
Cool. I'm up to 14 right now.
Nice.
All right. With that, we'll pick up next session with you guys having alerted a lot of people.
Yeah.
We'll see how well that goes.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Fine.
great.
I mean, they don't know it was us.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm
It's
sure
on
it'll
high
be
alert,
fine.
but not specifically for you guys,
Yeah.
potentially.
We're in uniforms. We're going to be exiting out of a different location.
Yep.
Hopefully it's
the
enough.
caution alarm for Metal Gear right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're down to the yellow. Code
Yeah.
We
yellow.
need to sneak back to our cart and get changed and be ready to go in the morning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Indeed.
We were never gone at all.
Ever.
Yeah.
All right. That will wrap here. Thanks for watching, everyone. What else do we have going on this week, Chuck?
Let's see. Wednesday, we've got more Night Below. And also I've got a Kickstarter. If you haven't backed it, you should go back it. It's called Teenage Odyssey, and it's a Mark of the Odd game where you play as teenagers surviving the weirdness of the 90s. That's the stuff I've got to plug, but other people should have other things too.
Go check out our Discord.
Yes.
Yep.
Where you can talk to us about our shenanigans, look at the memes, frogs, cryptids, all sorts of silly things.
Yeah.
We have Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel where you can, catch up on all of our all the stuff, including, and we also have some stuff that's exclusive to YouTube. We have our Pathfinder Second Edition game. We're actually going to be recording more of that this Sunday, and just about everybody but Dan is in that, plus a couple other folks. And we just started the Outlaws of Alkenstar adventure path, and we'll do some heisting.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been good.
And Joe.
Yeah. And then next Friday, we'll be back here playing more Anvea. Really good. We'll see all the consequences of everything they're doing, and
Yeah.
it'll all go great, like always. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.